Yeah, I know. Some of the dramatic things are fun.
Yeah, right. Well, she sort of grew on you. I mean, she got better, and I loved her outrageousness, putting her foot up on the pianist's stool, and always trying to do every kind of seductive thing. And of course, the pianist has to pay attention to the piano. And I always had a backstory on this one. This is about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the pianist has taken every drink that's been offered him, so he's 8 sheets to the wind. So he plays like somebody who's 8 sheets to the wind, which means he wouldn't be draggy so much. He'd be sort of all over the place, and meantime, she's obviously trying to seduce him, where I always had a feeling he's just waiting to go home so he can go back to his boyfriend, but never mind that, so she's really sort of gauged everything wrong. So that makes it even more funny. But still, she was able to do some outrageous things, and obviously people laughed at spots.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's clear she's, hungry for him, all this. One little staging thing at the end, when she put her hand up, you should always use your upstage hand. That hit her face a little bit. She should be conscious of that. Blocking-wise, yeah. And I would like to see, the movement was random. It worked for her. Once in a while, go with what's happening in the piano. Like on a chord, put your hand, just something so the audience sees you're not totally divorced from what you're hearing there. But emotionally, it was very effective, and I'd agree with Bill if they up the tempo enough so you're with it as it's happening. This means you have time to absorb it, and you're waiting a second before the next emotion comes in.
It took me dead spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll never forget when we premiered this in 1978 at Aspen. We were just after somebody coming up and doing a cycle of songs by a man named Hans Pfitzner, who was he was all his life trying very hard to get Hitler to like him, and Hitler had better taste than that. And so it was a very dour, very dark, very boring thing, and everybody was sort of in the audience. And then all of a sudden, out comes us, and we're doing this thing, and the page turner had never seen it before. And that first, when you said "Loving Songs of a Long Lost Love," a roar of laughter through the audience. And I remember the page turner saying, "I didn't know these were going to be funny."
Yeah.
And they made such a terrific hit. They flew Arnold Weinstein up to Aspen, and he couldn't handle the altitude. He had to go to the hospital, I think.
Oh yes, I remember.
But we did one reading, I think I remember. But the whole thing is he was really unable to handle. He's definitely a sea-level person. So
Yeah.
but it was some very effective things about it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
most important thing is it shouldn't have so many dead spots.
Right, but she seems absolutely fearless. That's very attractive. So if they could pick up the tempo enough, so and she could stay fixated on him, that was very effective. In the end, was very funny. Goodbye. She was kind of a smile, and then I've lost him.
Yeah.
Nicely judged.
Yeah.
Thank you.